What's the deal? It's the boy duanepatrickmclean at duanepatrickmclean TV. Shouts out to everybody showing love. Shouts out to everybody subscribing to the channel. So today I had somebody who's a subscriber. They asked me, do I think that hip-hop artists or entertainers are casting spells on the masses through their form of either music, videos, or movies? And my answer is yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. I feel like they're casting spells throughout all of media, okay? I want to start with something random, all right? Video games, for example. A lot of video games, the spell they cast is violence, all right? And they do so through a lot of old stories they like to do a lot of rehashing of stories from like back in the day, like fucking Zeus and shit. Not saying that God of War is one, but look how they get our minds so used to violence. All right, now I want y'all to throw out the entire idea of casting spells out of like a lady, like a witch with like a crystal ball, a pot. Throw all that out. You can simply cast a spell on somebody by simply saying a few words to them, giving them new ideas. You know, the human tongue and our entire English language is actually a whole list of spells. You spell your words out. I want y'all to go look up how like the English language is kind of, I forgot how they put it, but it's always casting spells, like how you mourn for somebody, and you also have your mourning and you have mourning. You have wake, then wake. You know, you're awake or you're at a wake. You know, there's a lot of spells in our English language as well. But back to the video game idea. Look how we become mass murderers in these video games and don't think about twice about the character we're playing killing 40 to 50 people. How evil and sick that makes us in our heads just a little bit. Not saying you're going to go out and do it, but it makes us numb to death around the world. Say you show that to somebody who doesn't see it that much, they might think, oh shit. Say somebody who's like never seen violence a day in their life, they'll see a video game, they'll be terrified. And don't get me wrong, naturally human nature is violent. If you look at the tribes and the Indians before we came to America, the Indians are all at war with each other. They used to kill each other terribly, you know. But it still isn't to the level of us best becoming violent. So I feel like it's video games and movie entertainment casting spells, okay? One of the things I noticed from the Avengers movies and from that's the whole entire Marvel lineup, that they pull a lot of their ideas from the Greek gods. You know, Thanos being a Titan, I think he was supposed to be like Kronos or something. But if you really look at it, they correlate perfectly well with the Greek gods, and they show you a lot of stuff like how the Infinity Stones, like there were 6 of them, and you know, taking away the population. And I feel like in the movies, I feel like in the movies they cast spells on us, but it's nowhere as near as strong. The spell is nowhere near as strong as a musical spell, okay? Because the musical spell can do a lot of more damage than anything. I think the movies are just there. Movies and video games, I think those spells are just there just to numb our minds a little bit, to get us used to seeing certain types of ideas. And they really put a lot of subliminal messages in those things. And those subliminal messages unlock little small ideas and things in our mind without us knowing. So you have to be really careful when watching these videos, these cartoons, all that stuff. If you go back and watch Hey Arnold, back in the day, they had a lot of very adult sexual themes in those cartoons that as a child you wouldn't even notice, but as an adult I noticed. Who knows what that played on a child's brain and what is it putting there. That's why they're putting a lot of how can I say, the alphabet community into a lot of the children's videos now. Not videos, cartoons. So they're secretly grooming them for when they grow up to be into certain ideologies, okay? I hope I didn't confuse nobody about what I mean by spells and videos and video games and entertainment, okay, like movies and such. They put a lot of key subliminals. subliminal messages. Okay, I want y'all to go look up when Kanye West had like an MK Ultra glitch at Joel Osteen's church, and he said that Hollywood put a lot of subliminal messages in the movies and videos. He said this live. I'm gonna make sure I go back and find the video, and I'm gonna clip that one part. It's all over YouTube, so I hope y'all go out and find that. Okay, so let me go on to the music aspect. Now, the spells in music, okay, they rearrange these words, and when you play them backwards, they say a lot of crazy things. I want y'all to go listen to the song Mercy with Kanye West, Big Sean, and 2 Chainz. I think there's another artist in there, Pusha T. Big Sean part, played backwards, he says Satan multiple times, and Kanye West says suicide. A lot of these tracks have that in them, where they're strategically crafted to put spells on people. All right? Think about when Lil Wayne came out rapping about lean and then giving the imagery with it as well. Because not only can you cast a spell with words, you can also cast a spell with giving you a visual of it as well. So if they rapping about it and giving you a video to it, think how many young kids is sucking that stuff up. And the spells are more than likely affecting the children more because their minds are weaker. Okay? Like I tell people time and time again, they're not worried about me anymore. I'm finished. Anybody over the age of 21, they don't care. They already done their work with you. You're already brainwashed. You already brought in the next agenda by what you're doing. They're worried about people 17 and under, because those are the guys who are going to bring it to the next agenda. So we got to make sure we focus on their brains. Okay? So they put a lot of spells in these videos. Okay? So look how many. Okay, so I remember one day I was at work, and there was a young kid. He came in. Well, I'm young too, but I'm an older young. I'm 29. So there was a guy who came in. He was 20. All right? He was telling me how his friend just caught a body or whatever. And yeah, I didn't believe him. But he talked about it like it was so normal, like catching a body and all this. And he was such a square guy. So we got squares and nerds out doing robberies now. And that's what the game turned to. Like I was talking on a podcast the other day. Check us out, Big Glow Podcast. Go download the Glow Bean. I forgot what it is. But the Big Glow Podcast, look us up on Spotify. We're live every Wednesday at 11 p.m. But we talked about this with Lil Yachty and XXX. Those are the street guys now, which is crazy to me. But that's just how the times turn. So one day I was at work and the kid came in. He's talking about how he caught a body and all this other stuff. He talked about like it was normal. And I'm like, dang, this is where society has come to, where these guys literally out here talking about catching bodies as if it's cool. But if you listen to all the music these young kids are talking about, they're talking about doing what? Killing, murdering, the same stuff we were talking about. But it's more relatable. Okay, so when I was 13, I couldn't relate to 50 Cent. I didn't look like 50 Cent. Look at NBA Youngboy, look at NLE Chopper, look at Quando Rondo. You can go to any one of these high schools and point out 10 NBA Youngboys, 10 LLEs, because they're all the same age and they're all, they all have a better influence on each other. Like when I was growing up and I was listening to Jeezy didn't have an effect on me because I didn't relate to him. Mostly older people related to Jeezy. I'm pretty sure a few other kids went out and started selling cocaine, but imagine a 19-year-old young Jeezy out right now talking about selling white. Think how many kids be doing that. So many kids are smoking weed now. So many kids are popping perks now. This is from my family members that I see. Like, they're doing it because, like I said, the music industry, the TV shows, the movies, all normalizing this stuff. And the parents are too busy at work. And while we're at work, they're busy casting spells on us, being okay with devil worship. Okay? Look at little Uzi Vert and Young Thug's video, Up. One of the most satanic videos I ever seen. I guarantee you, majority of those views on that video are all kids. So now these kids are going to grow up throwing up satanic signs, bringing in devils in their life, bringing in evil spirits. When you throw up those things, like there's a million spirits out there, guys. I want to let y'all know that spirits are real. Okay. Whether you like it or not, spirits are real. They're out there. And if you go out searching from them unknowingly, there's some bad ones that's going to get a hold of your ass, and they're going to be doing some bad stuff to you. So we got these young kids inviting in these evil spirits into their lives, not knowing what the hell is going on. Look at all these young people out here. There's more, I'm pretty sure there's more 18-year-olds drunk and out here now than it was back then. I'm sure it's more normal. And then look at our brain waves by the time. Look how, I would say, how slow we are getting because we demand so much of on our phones. So our minds are weaker. We have weaker minds. We're more intoxicated. They're at a younger age, and they're listening to nonsense and absorbing all this type of nonsense and getting spells casted on them. That's why there's so many 19-year-olds with felonies and charges and all this other stuff, because they're allowing demons and evil spirits into their life, and this is taking over them. Now, that stuff is very real, man, and I really want y'all to understand that that's who they want to attack. They want to come over the child brain, the young teenager, so they can bring it to the next agenda. All right. Now, I hope that answers their question, that there are spells into the music. They are putting spells out there, and sometimes some artists are casting spells and they don't even know they're casting spells, you know. But like I said, get the whole idea out of your head about the witch and the pot and the wine. No. In the Avengers part 1 or 2, Tony Stark had a pyramid on his chest, right? It was the all-seeing eye on his chest. He wore it the whole movie, all right? That subliminally was put there for a reason. You don't know, these little symbols and stuff are all portals. You watching that stuff, it gets trapped in your mind. That one image of that pyramid gets trapped in your mind. You go to sleep, it can turn to something else. You don't know what that stuff can lead to. They putting all this witchcraft and satanic stuff in these movies and videos. You don't know what that's why they're having nightmares and all this type of stuff. So I want you, there's nothing, I can't say there's nothing wrong with it. There's a lot of stuff wrong watching that stuff. I can't even lie to you. I have nightmares all the time because I read this stuff. You know, that's just the downside of studying this, man. You're going to have nightmares and all type of crazy stuff. And that's just evil spirits, and that's just me not. The reason why is I don't keep my energy field to the level that it needs to be. Not drinking enough water, not meditating, not eating the right foods, not making the right decisions, not doing right on the day-to-day basis. If I change all that, like I said, if you live on a good basis, you keep your frequencies good, you don't have to worry about no evil spirits coming and attacking you. But like I said, they got these young children out here, already young, weak-minded, intoxicated. They're 15 years old smoking weed. You all know when you smoke weed and take drugs that it opens your minds to other things. But you have a weak mind, a bully spirit is going to take advantage of that and do bad things to you. Believe that real. Somebody commented and said something about DMT and psychedelics. They're not bad. They're not bad, but you need to have a strong mind and be prepared for and be around positive people when you take it. 9 times out of 10, these young children are not around positive people. You know, and we're indoctrinating these kids into this lifestyle. But I hope to answer their question. I'm running out of light. It's getting very dark. I'm a black ass dude. So it's the boy Duane McClean TV at Duane McClean TV. If you have any more questions, put them in the comment section. I'll be glad to give my insight on them. And guys, I'm not always correct. Go out there and debate me. Go out there and find your own information. Go out there and tell me when I'm wrong. And if I confuse you during this video, let me know. I'll do a follow-up, okay? It's the boy Duane McClean TV. Shouts out to everybody showing love. Thank you. I'm out.